Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Teaching Tech. So in this video we are going to learn about ordinal approach or indifference curve approach. In this video we are going to learn about indifference schedule, indifference curve and indifference map. So here we go. Indifference curve analysis is an alternative approach to the theory of utility. Indifference curve has been derived to represent the ordinal measurement of utility. So first let's discuss about indifference schedule. An indifference schedule is a list of alternative combinations in stock of two goods which yield equal satisfaction to the consumer. An indifference curve is based on an indifference schedule. While preparing an indifference schedule, one can choose numerous combinations of commodities which yield the same level of satisfaction to the consumer. For simplicity and numerical convenience, we may consider groups of only two commodities in consideration for our hypothetical consumer. So in this indifference schedule, we can see 5 combinations which are A, B, C, D and E. Biscuits represent good X and bananas represents good Y. So in combination A, 1 unit of biscuits and 12 units of bananas are consumed. In B, 2 units of biscuit and 8 units of bananas are consumed. In C combination, 3 units of biscuit and 5 units of bananas are consumed. Likewise in D, 4 units of biscuit and 3 units of bananas. And finally in combination E, 5 units of biscuit and 2 units of bananas are consumed. From this indifference schedule we can see that the consumption of biscuit is increasing whereas the consumption of bananas are decreasing gradually. So since all these combinations yield the same level of satisfaction to the consumer will be neither better off nor worse off whichever combination he or she or the consumer prefers. In all combination A, B, C, D and E, the consumer gets equal level of satisfaction, same level of satisfaction. So the consumer can prefer any level of satisfaction. He can prefer B or D, he gets same level of satisfaction. And our second topic is indifference curve. An indifference curve is the locus of points representing all the different combination of two goods, say X and Y, which yield same level of utility or satisfaction to the consumer. Obviously different points on this curve represent A, B, C, D, E on indifference curve indicate different combination of two goods, but all these combinations are of equal significance to the consumer because these combinations A, B, C, D and E yield same level of satisfaction, give same level of satisfaction to the consumer. So while talking about the figure, in the given figure, let us suppose that biscuits represents commodity X, goods X, or bananas represent commodity Y or goods Y, which are measured by OX represents x-axis and OY represents y-axis. IC is the indifference curve derived on the basis of given indifference schedule. Here in this figure of indifference curve, x-axis represents the biscuits and y-axis represents bananas. So the combination we get 1 unit of bananas and 1 unit of biscuits and 12 units of bananas. This represents a combination, and 8 units of bananas and 2 units of biscuits represents B combination, and 5 units of bananas and 3 units of biscuits represents C combination, whereas 3 units of bananas and 4 units of biscuits represents D combination, and 2 units of bananas and 5 units of biscuits represents combination E. All these points, all this combination A, B, C, D and E represents the various combination and yield same level of satisfaction to the consumer. That's why the consumer becomes neither better off nor worse off while choosing any one of these combination of indifference curve. Our third topic is indifference map. By indifference map, we mean in order to describe the individual preference for all the combination of goods, we can draw several indifference curve. Hence, we have a set or a group of such indifference curve called an indifference map. So, in this figure, we can see the red curve represents indifference curve 1 and purple indicates indifference curve 2 and blue curve indicates indifference curve 3. When all three indifference curve are plotted under the same graph, we get indifference map. X-axis represents goods X and Y-axis represents goods Y. So in this given figure, OX represents commodity X whereas OY represents commodity Y. The indifference curve IC1, IC2 and IC3 represents a different level of satisfaction which is comparable but not quantifiable. This is that a higher indifference curve represents a higher level of satisfaction. The level of satisfaction for a consumer on IC1 is comparatively less than the level of satisfaction for the consumer in IC2. And in the same way, the level of satisfaction for the consumer when he is in IC2 is comparatively low than when he gets to the higher indifference curve IC3. The 3 marks, let it consider as A, let us consider it as B and let us consider it as C. So while talking about where does the consumer get the high level of satisfaction, then it is point C. Higher the indifference curve, higher the level of satisfaction. So this is all for this video. Thanks for watching.